Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue with some R&B soulful vibe. This is the time of the year when I make most of my R&B and soulful type beats, so that's what we're going to be continuing today. This beat will be on Spotify as well, so there'll be a link to it in the description and the pinned comment, so make sure to go stream the beat over there if you want to hear the full beat. So we're going to start off with the chord progression and I'll break down the theory as always. Let's go. All right, so for the sound, we're going to start off with the piano. If you need an analog lab bank that's perfectly curated for R&B and trap soul, Loveless is perfect for you. There's 50 presets in it and it comes with the one-shot wave files if you don't have analog labs but you want to use the one shots. So we start off with that piano. I do have it running into a little bit of EQ. I'm cutting out some low end, a little bit of a dip right here, and then cutting out a lot of the high end, high mids, just to kind of give it like a darker feel. And then I have some reverb on it right here. So with all that together, sounds like this. So inside piano roll, I have A minor selected right here. That's just going to be all these white notes right here. It's also known as C major. That is the relative major scale of the A minor scale. For this, I want to do a 4-6-5 chord progression. So A being the 1 of the scale, and you can see the highlighting right here. So this is the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1, which is A. So I want to do a 4-6-5 chord progression. So let me show you what that could sound like, and we're going to kind of mess with the chords, but I'm going to go ahead and play the chord progression on the MIDI, record it in, and then explain it to you after. So if we take this chord and we bring it over here, all I did was take the root notes and I have it down. So if we bring that back up, you'll see that this is a simple D minor 9th chord. So how we build that out is we start off on the root note here. So D, skip a note on the scale, place, skip a note on the scale, place, 2 spacings here, 3 spacings in between here. So this is a D minor triad, or you can do the 0, 3, 4, and that's how you count it out. So we have 0 being like the start, then count up 1, 2, 3, and then we place a note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we place a note. But if you're in FL with scale highlighting, you can just skip a note in the scale and also see with 2 spaces and 3 spaces, as I always explain, it's a minor chord. And then we skip one more, place, we have the D minor 7th chord, skip one more, place, we have the D minor 9th. Then the next chord, let's bring this over here, bring this up 1 octave, control up arrow. You'll see that we have an F major 9th chord. We started on F right here, and then we skip 3, 2, 3, 2, or every other note in the scale like this. See, I'm just skipping the notes in between. So right here's the F major triad. Then we add in the 7th right here. So it's an F major 7th. And then we add in the 9th right here. So we have an F major 9th. So we're doing 9th chords for this. And then again, all I did for this is drop this down 1 octave here. Then the 3rd chord, real easy. Bring this over here. Bring this up 1. So you can see we have an E minor triad. We started on E right here, skip a note, place, skip a note, place, 2 spaces here, 3 spaces. So E minor triad, skip a note here and place, 2 more spaces there. So an E minor 7th chord. And then we could skip a note right here and place, and then we have the E minor 9th. But what I did for this was actually take the 9th right here and flatten it down 1 note. So shift down arrow, we brought it down 1 note in the scale. So nothing crazy, pretty simple chord progression. And then for this part over here, it was kind of like a quick mistake. I did the same thing. I brought that E down 1 note in the scale to D right here. So the only other thing I want to do is add in like a transition chord right here and kind of have it be a little bit offbeat to add a little bit more rhythm. And since we are in the A minor scale, I'm going to use the 1 of the scale, which is A, but I'm going to build a suspended chord. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to just get a suspended 2 chord and place it on A right here. Let's shorten this a little bit, and to give it a little bit more of like a bounce, let's just move it over 1 step like that. And then what we could do is also take this E and bring it down here. So all we need to do is kind of randomize these a little bit more. So I'm going to mess around with this as far as like velocities and kind of getting the notes perfect. And then we'll jump forward. All right, so I adjust the velocities and timing of things. I also added in a couple notes here. And I think I added in 1 more note over here and then brought this one up an octave. So let's go over here, Control A, Control Alt C just to do a quick render real quick. So let's go right here. Let's normalize it, bring it down. Let's do stretch, and let's go down by like maybe 3. That's clean. Then we can reverse this and do something cool. And we're gonna go right here to reverse, make sure it's on stretch. And I'm gonna find this part right over here, which is like this section. So I'm gonna just take this, place it here, delete that. Let me see. Maybe we could take this section right here and have like a repeating pattern. Like that. What if we brought this up an octave? So we're down by 3, so we need to go up by 9. So it's technically up by 12. It might be able to layer on top too, which would be cool. But if not, it could just be like its own little section. I want to put some delay on it. Not even gonna listen yet. Let's go like that. Let's do ping pong. Let's put a little bit of reverb on it. Just go in here. So we'll save that for later. I'm gonna just render that out real quick. All right, so percussion always takes me a long time because I'm messing around with effects and then just like placing random percussion sounds in places and just kind of coming up with an idea. So I went ahead and skipped forward for this part, but I'm going to break down to you what happened. So I went inside the Broken Hearts drum kit and I got percussion 5, percussion 7, 9, and then tom number 1. And then I got hi-hat 3 right here. So all these percussions right here are getting run through the percussion effects right here. So it's some EQ cutting out lows and highs, and then a little bit of reverb. Next thing is this hi-hat. This is a really cool hi-hat pattern. Let me go ahead and mute all these and show you it without the effects first and then with the effects. So I have the hi-hat right here. You'll see a bunch of crazy effects on it, but let's just go ahead and play that. Just repeats. But watch what happens when I turn the effects on. So the effects, there's honestly a lot going on. Hyperchorus, Filter Shaper XL with this preset right here. Then into some delay. I told you I just throw random stuff on here to see. Crazy EQ curve and then some reverb. But watch how this sounds now when it's added in. It's completely different. Right, and then we add in the rest of the percussion. Turn them down a little bit. So the next thing we're gonna get into is the vocals. I'm actually going to record my own vocals and then show you the processing that I use behind this. I do have an effects chain for recording. I can't sing, but I can kind of hold a pitch. But with some auto-tune and effects, we can create something really cool. So I have one that I record in, and then I drop the vocals in, and then I have an effects chain that I use after. But I just like to hear some processing on my vocals while I'm recording. So let's load that up and go from there. So I got auto-tune loaded in first. This is a very old version of auto-tune. I bought this years ago. I don't even know if they have like free updates for it. I never checked. I already got roasted inside my Discord for this when I brought it up. Everyone was like, yo, what is that? We got F sharp minor for the scale right here. And I do have a really fast retune speed because I can't sing, but we just need something to mess with. And then we have some parametric EQ right here, cutting out a whole bunch of lows and highs, and then some Valhalla Vintage reverb right here. So the only thing we're missing is Edison. So we're gonna go ahead and get Edison. The reason I'm gonna put Edison is so I can record the vocals, but the key here is to have Edison above the effects. So I wanna have auto-tune for sure. I wanna record it with auto-tune, but then I wanna have the EQ and the reverb not be printed inside of it. So where you place Edison is important. So let's turn this on and just record some stuff. Well, that's kind of fire. Yeah, we can do something like that. All right, so I got the vocal recorded in and rendered out here, just kind of chopped up parts that I liked. And then I ran that into my vocal effects chain. So we got some EQ, compression, little alter boy, some reverb, and then a chorus. And now it sounds like this by itself, which is crazy because I really can't sing, but check this out. So now we could get into the drums because we've been waiting forever for this, but I'm going to start off with the bass for this. I'm going to just go right over to the Broken Hearts kit. I'm going to get bass 2, which is one of my favorites. I'm going to load that in and I'm going to do cut itself. Control B, Alt L. All right, and for the drums, when it like drops in, I kind of want to go for like a trap soul feel. So I got hi-hat 8 right here from Broken Hearts drum kit, and then LS kick 15 and snare 27 from the Resupply drum kit right here. So let's just go ahead and two-step the hi-hat here. I took out the 808 for the sections over here, left the vocals and the reverse in, but take it out over here as well. We can go something like this. Maybe we could leave it in for this section. We'll figure that out, but we're going to go in from here and drop into like a cool little drum pattern. 1/3 step, yep. Maybe like that. Bring this down, all down with the mouse wheel. Let's go into the kick. Oh. I like how that sounds. Let's see from the beginning. Let's do a cut here. Ooh. Yeah, that's crazy. No bass. Let it drop back in. Yeah, that sounded crazy. That's fire. I don't know if I would add a lead to this. I honestly like how this is. I feel like it's really open for an artist with like the vocal, just a couple pianos and whatnot, and like all the percussion. So I think this sounds good. Maybe one lead, but I'm gonna leave it like this because this one just goes crazy as it is. But yeah, hopefully you learned something cool. You could definitely do something with your vocals if you have the right processing, obviously auto-tune and whatnot. You don't need auto-tune, but you do need some type of tuning plugin if you can't sing to get it to sound good. But yeah, just get creative with it. Try to create different types of samples. Make sure to follow me on Spotify. I'm dropping beats on there all the time. This beat will be on Spotify as well, so there'll be a link to it in the description and the pinned comment, so make sure to go stream the beat over there if you want to hear the full beat. As always, appreciate you watching. Make sure to join the Discord, a link to that in the description. Till the next video, peace. you